Hey everybody, Green Films Official here, and let's take a look at my previous video, shall we? Ooh, controversial opinion that. How about for this video, I give a positive review for a movie that people actually like. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the new Blumhouse horror film, The Black Phone. Now, I have nothing against Jason Blum or Blumhouse Productions, but the problem is, for every, really unique and interesting film they make that pushes the boundaries, there's some dumb shit like Truth or Dare, so I think it's justifiable to be wary going into one of their movies. However, The Black Phone is pretty good. This film was directed by Scott Derrickson, who is known for movies such as Sinister and Doctor Strange, and follows a young boy named Finney who gets kidnapped by a serial killer called the Grabber and has to find a way to escape from the Grabber's basement. Meanwhile, Finney's sister, Gwen, sees things in her dreams that come true and tries to use that to try and save Finney. There is also, get this, a black phone in the Grabber's basement that the ghosts of the previous victims of the Grabber used to communicate with Finney in an attempt to help him. First of all, I think the idea behind this film is great, and it's an idea I've wanted to see for a long time. I think it's a fantastic idea to see ghosts help out the main characters. I think it just makes sense in a universe where ghosts exist, you know? The ghosts also each have their own personality, and it makes each interaction Finney has with them interesting. Speaking of the interactions Finney has with the ghosts, I quite like how you can see the ghosts walking around the room and looking at him as Finney talks to them. It's small touches like that I really appreciate. I wasn't as into Gwen's subplot about her dreams coming true. I just felt as though it wasn't as unique and cool as the ghosts idea. But I still liked it simply because Gwen was a funny and interesting character. Oh, and that's another thing. This film, despite being very dark and morbid in points, has a sense of humor, and there are some really funny moments. Jesus, what the You guys who have seen this movie already will get that one. I really liked Finney in this movie. I thought he was really likable. I really got the sense that he was just this scared kid who didn't want to die, and I was rooting for him the whole movie. I think Mason Thames portrayed him extremely well. Something else I also liked about him is that he was intelligent. He made wise choices and he was crafty. There was one moment where he makes a really stupid decision, but I saw that less as, him being dumb, and more he was in the heat of the moment and had to think quickly. But yeah, aside from that one dumb choice, I think that this little 13-year-old is much smarter than the other Neanderthal horror protagonists we see. Whatever happened to characters like Ellen Ripley or Laurie Strode or McCready from The Thing? These really smart, intelligent characters who were able to get their way out of tough situations using their brain. I really liked the Grabber. I thought he was super creepy, and I think Ethan Hawke did such a good job. I think the name The Grabber is a bit goofy, honestly, but aside from that, he's awesome. He's one of those villains that acts nice, but can easily lash out and go apeshit at any moment, and it makes him really unpredictable and terrifying. Honestly, Ethan Hawke should play more bad guys. He's fantastic in this. I also love his mask. I think this is my favorite horror movie killer mask since Michael Myers' mask in the original Halloween. On the surface, it's nothing really special, but what I like about it is that the bottom half is interchangeable. He has a smiley face, a frowny face, and a blank face. It really gives the mask much more personality than it would have had otherwise, and that's why I like it. It's really cool and unique. They're great representations of the Grabber's three moods, I guess you could put it. There is a really fantastic scene where he's wearing his frowny face. I have to say, it was really creepy. He's sitting in a chair with a belt, and I don't know, that image has been burnt into my mind, and I don't know why exactly. Something about it just really stuck with me. I would have liked a motive for why the Grabber kidnaps kids and locks them in his basement. I know most horror villains tend to be scarier when there isn't a motive given, but there are moments with the Grabber that hint that he has, more going on. I would have liked to see those scenes followed up on because they're not, and it just makes them feel kind of weird. Overall, despite that one issue I have, the Grabber was a fantastic villain, and I honestly wish he had more screen time. Man pillaged every scene he was in. I like that this is a horror movie that is actually scary. It's a rarity for Hollywood. There's a lot of weird and messed up imagery, and there's a scene where Finney has to do something while the Grabber is asleep, and it was just so nerve-wracking and had me on the edge of my seat the entire time it was on screen. I also quite like the cinematography. There were a fair few shots that made me go, hey, that's pretty cool when they were on screen. As for criticisms, there were a couple jump scares that were really obnoxious and didn't need to be in the movie at all. I think the scenes that they're in would be far better if they just removed the jump scares completely. I also found this film's climax to be pretty silly, and implausible. I get what they were trying to do, but like I don't know, it didn't fully land with me. I think the way the filmmakers intended it to. Overall, despite those two issues and the criticism I had with The Grabber, I think this movie is great. I think it has some really great ideas, and yeah, just go see it if you're a horror fan. I think you'll really enjoy it. I think the best parts of this film are easily the characters of Finney and the Grabber and the concept of it. Ayo, Blumhouse Productions, make more films like this and less films like this. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my review of The Black Phone. If you did, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Your support really helps out. And yeah, I hope to see you in my next video, where I'm going to be taking a closer look at a very artsy graphic novel. See you then!